Hello, 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 hello? Hello. Alright, everybody, I'm back. Again. I know it keeps seeming like I just disappear, then come back, then leave, then come back. I'm just live again because there's a PDS tornado warning, so just understand that. If this thing overloads again, the main reason why I ended last stream is because the thing kept overloading, and that's just annoying. Hopefully that doesn't do that now, since I don't have the Storm Chasers feed anymore. But we'll have to see. We currently have one PDS tornado warning active. Currently, one PDS tornado warning active. A particularly dangerous situation in Delaware, which definitely was not expecting it to be in the tornado risk today, but here we are. We are seeing that there is a PDS tornado warning currently in effect. Let me just change the scene. There is a PDS tornado warning currently in effect for Delaware. It is heading towards Kennett Square, which is in Pennsylvania. It's gonna enter Pennsylvania fairly soon, and then towards Chadds Ford and Westchester. All of those places in Pennsylvania, be prepared to enter into a safe spot. Not quite yet, because of course the tornado warning hasn't been put in effect for Pennsylvania yet. However, I imagine that will happen soon. Now, one piece of good news with this, I don't think it's on the ground anymore. It was a very brief thing. They just made this PDS because it's such a populated area. You can see that CC drop that we were seeing, and it looks like they have just dropped the PDS tornado warning. They have just dropped the PDS tornado warning. I do believe there is still some rotation with this, though, so I'm guessing they'll add a new tornado warning, and if not, they'll add a special weather statement stating that there will be some rotation with this storm. But I do not think that this is deserving of the PDS warning anymore. Otherwise, we do have a couple of other warnings. We did have this one observed warning in North Carolina, but we do have this fairly noticeable area of rotation near Centerville, North Carolina, which may be able to produce fairly soon. Now, we were expecting this event to start much earlier, but it seems like the main action hasn't started until now. So I'm going to stay here with you for as long as I possibly can, and we are going to see what this event makes of itself for the remaining time ahead. It just seemed like this event didn't really play out as expected so much, but here we are again, and we will be here with you. Let me just change this. I'm just changing things here. I don't know why it's doing that yet. Alright, let me just fix this. Yeah, let me just change that color. Alright, we're back. Now let's check on these tornado warnings. And right as I do that, there's only two left. Let me change it again. Oh. So, let's look for some cameras. Ugh, not again. Oh, wait, no. It's just saying the bitrate is lower than recommended, so that's not too bad. Alright. Let me just change that, I guess. Settings. Let's do 5,000. Alright. If there's another tornado warning expired, I'm going to explode. Alright. 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 So, let's find some cameras. Virginia. Alright, so where's this tornado warning near? So, we still do have that 5% of a risk. And it probably will still continue by the next advisory. I'm guessing it will. Because this system still is producing several tornado warnings. And I do believe it is deserving of a 5% this risk. I mean, this has weakened a little bit, this rotation. Let me see it from a different radar. Yeah, it really has weakened the northern one, the one in Virginia. But let's look near Fredericksburg. I know there's a lot of cameras there, so that'll at least get a view on this. Let me just get this. Huh. No, I'm looking. Not much to say, I mean, it's just blinding rain. Let's see where it is. It's right on the eastern side of Fredericksburg. So, I mean, it's looking southeast. If we want a southeast facing camera. That would be good. Wait. That's northeast. Here, wait, let me just see these cameras. West. East. Oh. I guess south works. Yeah, we can't see much. What is that? Alright, that's nothing. I have no idea what that is. It's just like a weird thing in front of the camera. I have no clue. I'm sorry, I have no clue. Let me just chat some. Alright. So, let's look at these again on radar. Let me see if that changed it back. Yeah. Alright, both of them are radar indicated, but we still have 2 tornado warnings in effect. I wouldn't be surprised if we get another one, though, because this is an interesting area of rotation that's heading... Let me see where it's heading. It's heading a little bit west of north. So it'll be heading towards Spotsylvania Courthouse and Snell. It's currently paralleling Interstate 95 near mile markers. I don't know, and I don't know. I'm sorry about that. I don't mean to make a joke. But this area of rotation is heading towards Snell and Spotsylvania Courthouse. Whatever mile markers are along Interstate 95, I'm going to leave it up to you if you live in those areas to understand. But we also have this tornado warning near Fredericksburg, where it looks like it's trying to materialize again. That is what I'm noticing. It's sort of the area of rotation is kind of coming together once again. So that is interesting to note, and I'm unsure if that will be a continuous trend in the future. This rotation over here that just entered into Pennsylvania has died off. So I'm pretty sure we're okay with there. So no more PDS tornado warnings. That was just a brief one-and-go thing. Although we might get PDS tornado warnings in other places later on. There is still this area of rotation in North Carolina, and it looked a little more interesting before, but it's still notable at the moment. Yeah, it looked a little better before, however, now it's looking better in terms of less damage, or less likely to become a tornado. So, I'm hoping that this trend continues. We'll have to see. I don't think it was ever on the ground. It does not look like it was ever on the ground. You can see it was just a bunch of scattered images in the area, so scattered frames. So I don't think we're going to see any type of tornado with that, or we have at any moment. But we're still watching this area near Fredericksburg, which is heading right into the downtown. So if you live in downtown Fredericksburg, just be aware there's a tornado possibly coming towards you. Of course, we're not certain that it's on the ground. We're not certain that it's touching the ground at the moment. However, we are certain that it could produce a tornado and make it touch the ground at any moment. So, that is what you have to be aware of. And I'm looking at this camera. I have no idea what that is. I'm just going to stop the camera. That's just a raindrop. That's just a raindrop. Oh my gosh. It's just a raindrop. Just a raindrop. Alright, this is looking east, so I think we will be able to see the tornado potentially from this camera. It looks like it is completely rain-wrapped, unfortunately, so much for seeing it, but that's also bad for the people in Fredericksburg, because, well, no, I mean, really, you shouldn't look for the tornado anyways. You shouldn't really look for the tornado anyways. Like, of course, sometimes it's better to see a tornado for confirmation, but you really shouldn't look for a tornado anyways. So, really, I shouldn't have said that. It's really not good to look for a tornado anyways, because, of course, soon enough, it could just end up catching you, and you can't outrun it if you just start looking and not heading to your safe spot immediately. Your safe spot, basically that's the most isolated room away from any outside connection. It's the most isolated possible from any outside connection. Basically, it's the room where if you would have walked through all of its walls, you would end up in other rooms rather than outside through any of those walls. If you don't have one of those in your building, if you live in like a trailer park or something as such, make sure to enter a building with that room so you can safely ride out the tornado. There is another interesting area of rotation here near Fairview Beach. So that is something to note. That's just south of the Potomac River right now. It's just south of the Potomac River right now, and where is that heading? It's heading northwest, That would be going towards Stafford. So if you live in Stafford, be aware you might get under a tornado warning soon. Okay, there's that other area of rotation I was talking about. That has been warned now. You can see that this has been trying to materialize ever since it headed towards Snell and Spotsylvania Courthouse. Spotsylvania Courthouse and Snell are under the warning, so let me change my wording back to 3 tornado warnings active. Let me just change the color. Hey, I'm getting quicker at this, so that's good. But, otherwise, we are still checking for areas of rotation. Let me get back to... yeah. I thought this was materializing again. I'm not so sure anymore. I don't know if they're going to continue the tornado warning. They might just stop it altogether. Well, it's about to expire in 2 minutes anyway, so they might do that. That might be a possibility. They might just expire it altogether. Soon we'll be down to 2 tornado warnings, it seems like. Soon we will be. Let me get to the closest radar. I mean, this still has some rotation. It's not as much as it used to be, but it's still a notable amount. It's currently heading north-northwest towards Bracy, or maybe just west of Bracy, and heading towards Midway, Baskerville, Union Level, and areas of South Hill, the western areas of South Hill, in Virginia. So, this is right on the border of North Carolina and Virginia. I think this might be the final storm that attempts to rotate in North Carolina, though. I mean, there is a few other storms that still remain on the northeastern side of Debby, but it does seem like that the areas of rotation are heading more and more north, which was expected later throughout the night. And later throughout the night, we might get even more areas of rotation in Virginia than we have seen already. We might get an overnight threat, which I am thinking is possible, especially with what we saw yesterday. I mean, well, technically it was today, where we had a major tornado occur in North Carolina overnight. So that definitely could be a possibility for what we see later on. Now we're down to 2 tornado warnings, so let me change everything back. Alright, there we go. Let's see if we can spot some cameras. Let me just see where this tornado warning is. Alright, so we should be able to see it if we have a camera near Thornburg. There's one. I don't know which direction this is facing. It's facing south. That's facing southwest, so we might get a view here. I don't know where that tornado camera is. I think it's still this. Yeah, I mean, we would be able to get a view from that, but the problem is it's just not showing. Alright, I mean, that's a view southwest, so, well, the problem is there's a mountain in the way, so. Let me see this area of rotation in North Carolina, because that still looks interesting, to say the least. Yeah, I mean, it's still producing some. It's getting weaker every scan, but it's still notable, I would say. It's still noteworthy. We still have 2 tornado warnings active, and that'll likely continue on as we move through. Just checking. Yeah, let's get that North Carolina cameras up. Hopefully the cameras, because none of the cameras here were working for a brief moment. Is that Interstate 85? Where did all the cameras go? What? Why are they just gone? Okay. I guess basically they organized them. Now they're only showing the cameras that work. So half of the cameras across North Carolina do not work for some reason. I don't get why. I don't get why. Yeah, I don't get why. That's weird. Let's just get Virginia here. Because this is heading into Virginia anyways. This camera might work. I don't know what direction that's facing. It's not saying. What? I don't know why that's saying City of Virginia Beach. I guess I mean, it could be there. Let's see this camera. I don't know which direction that's facing. I'm guessing that's facing west, so I don't think that'll be good for us. I don't know whether that's south or north. Wait. Okay, well that's mile marker. 14.9. This is the best bet we have, but of course realize that this tornado warning is still entirely in North Carolina. It's just none of the cameras in North Carolina are working. Okay, some are working, but only a handful near North Carolina in that general region. This area of rotation is still there. We actually kind of have two. Wait, let me just switch it back. Ugh, why does Siri always turn on? I don't know why Siri's always turning on. But yeah, we actually have two areas of rotation. You can see one here. You can see one near Mary. Both of them look interesting. I don't think both of them are capable of producing a tornado. They don't look that intense at the moment. So we might not really see anything with these for a while. But they could intensify, so just be aware. And this seems like it's trying to come back a little bit. I mean, it's still kind of broad, but this area of rotation that was near Fredericksburg, it's almost attempting to come back, so we have to continue watching that. I do believe that this could have some potential. Looking back down to North Carolina, you can see on this radar, you can still see a decent amount of rotation. And on this radar, you can still see a decent amount of rotation. But it definitely is weakening. So I do think if this trend continues, we're going to be down to 0 tornado warnings again. However, this time, I'm not going to leave you hanging. This time, I'm going to make sure that we don't have any more tornado warnings after this. This time, I'm going to make sure that we're done for. And it doesn't matter how long I have to stay up for it. I am going to stay here with you. Hello again, Jay. I know it's been a little stressful for you since you have to keep joining different live streams, but hopefully you'll be here to stay this time around. Okay, this is Tornado 1 again, which makes sense. It was kind of gaining rotation once again, so I do get why they Tornado 1 that again. It is heading away from Stafford. That area of rotation that was in between Dahlgren and Stafford has kind of gone away. It's still there near Widewater Beach. It's still technically there, however, it's just not concerning anymore. So we really just have to pay attention to our three current tornado warnings, although this is a oh no, I guess it's not about to expire. It's gonna expire in 24 minutes. So I don't know why that's still warned, but warned for that long. But whatever, I'm not judging. All right, let's change it back to 3 tornado warnings. Alright, that's good. So let's see if we can get some cameras. Let me just see what this area of rotation is. It's near Stafford. So let's see if we can get cameras near Stafford. I mean, also, cameras in this area would be able to spot both areas of rotation since they're so close in proximity to each other. What direction? That's heading south. It's heading south. It's a little far north anyway, so let me see if I can find something closer to Fredericksburg. I mean, where's Stafford? Oh, it's all the way up here. Just looking west. Maybe here, if we get a north view. No, that's heading in the exact opposite direction. Don't know which direction this is heading. I'm guessing west. Or maybe east. I think it's heading east because you see it's kind of darker there, so I think that's the sunlight. Let's see this. That's looking east. That's the farthest way. South is good. I think this is a good camera. The problem is, all of these are rain-wrapped. All of these are just rain-wrapped tornadoes, so... Okay, we do have another tornado warning. I'm not going to make it 4 because this is still from the same storm. Clearly just this extending this. And, let me see how I feel about that. I mean, there is still an area of rotation there, so I would continue it. I do think that's good. I'm not disagreeing with the National Weather Service and their decisions. I'm just making sure that their decisions are helpful, I guess you could say. But it's not like I control them or anything. I can't control what they warn and what they don't warn. This area of rotation near Spotsylvania Courthouse has kind of died off, so I think we're going to get 3 tornado warnings anyways, so, because I think this is going to expire eventually, but this one, geez, this one is looking interesting. It's trying its best to get its act together. It's not on the ground, but it's definitely still a notable rotation. But I do think they're going to let the southern one expire soon, and the main focus will be shifted to this one near Stafford. So let's see what we can see with this. That's looking east. I mean, that's the best view we have. I don't know, this could be facing west, I'm unsure. Well, wait. Which direction are the cars? I don't know, I have a feeling that's south, so that means that this would be heading east, yeah. I think it's heading east. I don't know, thank you for all the views, everybody. That's very appreciated. Let's see. I mean, no, I would need something north. That's looking south. I think this is our best bet. Honestly. That's our best bet, so. Otherwise, let's look back at this area of rotation. It is strengthening. Look at that. That is strengthening. So that is notable. I do think that this is strengthening, and we do have to keep paying attention to it, because this is a strengthening area of rotation. It's not on the ground yet, but I do believe that this could be on the ground at any moment due to that area of rotation being so notable. So, we do have to wait. This area of rotation, it's still... Why does Siri keep turning on?
I found this on the web for this area rotation. Is still there technically. Check it out.
Why does Siri keep turning on? I don't get it. Okay, I'm just... But yeah, that area of rotation is still there. You can still see it here. That looks like it's heading towards Locust Grove more directly than the arrow that I just made there. It's heading a little bit... Oh, no, that's a new area of rotation. So maybe they'll keep this tornado warning for this new area of rotation that is developed. But, I don't know, we'll see. Yeah, and look at how much this area of rotation has sustained itself. It sustained itself, it just kind of weakened a little bit right through Fredericksburg, which was good for the city. I mean, that was good because the city did not have to experience a tornado on their hands. That would be pretty damaging, but we still are seeing an area of rotation continue to strengthen as it approaches in between Bealton and Catlett. So, we do have to continue to watch. I do think that that is a concern for us in the future. Anyways, let's look back down here. I mean, it's still there, but it is kind of weakening. Yeah, this definitely is weakening on approach to the North Carolina-Virginia border. It's going to make it across to the Virginia right as it enters over Interstate 85. So that's probably what we're... Okay, so they did manage to expire that southern tornado warning. That's why I didn't change it to like 4 tornado warnings or anything, because I kind of knew that was going to happen. There was that small area of upticked rotation that happened over here, but that really is not that much, so I don't think that really deserves an additional tornado warning. But yeah, 3 tornado warnings active currently. And this one is still looking extremely interesting. It's definitely notable. That could be something, but I want to wait one more frame. Of course, it does look like that's something. It always looks like it's something when there's, like, orange colors, but usually that doesn't indicate a tornado. Usually that's just a glitch in the system, or they're seeing other debris, like trees. Not like full trees, like tree leaves from increased winds in the area of rotation. So that doesn't always indicate that there's a tornado. But I mean, I would not be surprised if this is producing a tornado, because that is some strong rotation. Let me see it on the storm relative. Yeah, I mean, it's still there. You can really see it here. There's that epicenter. And that probably will produce a tornado fairly soon, unless if it weakens. Which I hope it does, because that would cause massive damage if it continues. Well, it's not in, like, an extremely populated area. It would end up heading towards Warrenton eventually, so that is a concern for Warrenton, but they're not quite in the tornado warning yet. I'm just waiting for the next scan for this. Yeah, I mean, the area of rotation is still there. Near Spotsylvania Courthouse, but it's kind of weakened. Looks like they allowed a lot of tornado warnings to expire, or warnings in general. Okay, so they did warn this other area of rotation that I was kind of looking at near that was initially along the Potomac River. I believe that that's there to stay. So let me change it to 4 tornado warnings. Let me just see if anybody said anything. Oh wow, thanks for all the views, everybody. Thank you. Really do appreciate that. That's the most I've ever gotten, so. I know it doesn't sound like a lot. That's 7. But do appreciate it. Definitely appreciate it. I'm getting very fast at this. Just see that's well, it's a little different. Alright. So there we go. Let's look back at these areas of rotation. You can see this one, okay, this one completely died somehow. Oh, it was observed this entire time. It was radar confirmed. I did not notice that. How did that happen? Oh my gosh! I did not notice that. I did not notice that. Yeah, but that's bad. That's really bad. Yeah, there's a tornado on the ground near crop. Jeez, this is right near crop. Look at how close this is. My gosh, that's a close call. But I don't know if it will be a close call or a move directly into crop. That is a CC drop. And let me see if there's any houses. Yes, there's lots of houses here. That is very unfortunate. That means that there is a tornado on the ground impacting a very heavily populated community. One good piece of news is that this seems to have weakened. The area of rotation seemed to have weakened. I do think this was just a brief tornado. I don't think it was very long, but we still have to continue to watch it as it could reproduce, and that would be bad for areas later down the road. We also still have this. It's not anything too insane, but it is approaching towards Camp Barrett, so still be in your safe spot if you live in Camp Barrett. Sorry. Let's see if we can get some more cameras. I mean, we still have this. And I mean, there's a lot of trucks here. I did just notice that. There's a lot of trucks that move along this road. But this is I-95, so. I don't see anything. I don't see anything, so. I don't know what we're gonna do. I mean, north of Stafford, there could be a camera. I mean, this would be our best bet. That is looking west, but there's trees in the way. So that is definitely annoying. Oh, there's a lot more cameras here. I thought there was less cameras. That is facing northwest? That should be looking at the areas of rotation, or at least one of them. And I think I do see some rotation in the clouds. I do see some clouds moving kind of fast. That could indicate some rotation, so there could be a rotation right over this road. I mean, the area of rotation that we're watching, it is right here. That is very close to the road, so I think we are seeing some rotation in those clouds. Let me see if that CC drop is still there. Yeah, it is. Let me change my thing. Just trying to be the same here. I won't change the shade because it really is like the same exact. I mean, there's still CC drop. It's still there. That is still some rotation, but it's extremely weak. I'm still surprised this is producing, but it clearly is because of the CC drop, so clearly there's something going on. Let me see if I can get any cameras there. I mean, that is a good view, what we're seeing now, but let me just make sure that we don't have any cameras. There's Camp Barrett. Bealton. Where's Bealton? Oh, there's Somerville. No cameras. This is the closest one. Let me just make sure that there's... Yeah, there's 2. I can't see much, so let's just go back to the camera that we were at, if I can find it. There we go. What is that? That looked weird, but I don't think that's anything. If we see power flashes, that could be a tornado, but I don't know. It doesn't look like that area of rotation is on the ground. I mean, it's still there, but I don't think that's on the ground. So I don't know if we're going to see anything. There might just not be a tornado, which is good news, but there just might not. We can still see there's 2 areas of rotation over here in North Carolina, actually. Over there, heading towards Bracy. I already saw there's no cameras in this area. There's just one near South Hill. I don't know if that's looking south or not. I think it is, but it's just not a good enough view. So that is all we're seeing at the moment. We're just seeing that area of rotation. Oh, yeah, let me change it. I mean, kinda still there, but like you have to look extremely closely to find it. It does look like on the latest scan, though, it may have lifted. It may have lifted. When it starts spreading out like that, all of that debris, or the colors get less, that does typically mean that it's no longer on the ground, so... That could be a possibility, and that would be good, but unfortunately Somerville, I think, got a direct hit. That is not good for Somerville. That is not good. Yeah. I mean, I think Somerville didn't get away with this. I mean, we're gonna have to see what happens. Oh, let me charge my computer again. Let me... Here I am. Also, look at their proximity to Washington, D.C., these tornado warnings. They're pretty close. Ugh, this one has completely died. So. See, this is observed too. Let me see if we can see it on this camera. I mean, I see some rotation in the clouds, but the problem is there's too many trees in the way for me to pick out anything. This is also observed, though. Let me see if that's radar confirmed. No, clearly something else. It is? I didn't see a CC drop. Well, here's the camera. So, I mean, there could be something in there, but it's just hard to tell. I don't see it on radar. I mean, both of these are observed, but I don't see it on radar. Ugh, sorry for the dogs in the background. I apologize. I don't know if you heard that. Alright, is this another area of rotation trying to develop your crop? Alright, this is extended. Still as observed. I guess something else besides radar is continuing. No. I don't know. It does seem like it's no longer there, but I don't know. Maybe they're seeing something that I can't, so I'm still going to say that this is a tornado on the ground. It continues as it moves towards the northwest, towards Warrenton. So, Warrenton, please be in your safe spot. Warrenton is directly in the path of this, and later on, you'll get towards Marshall and the eastern areas of Front Royal. So, Warrenton, be aware there is a tornado directly coming for you. So, make sure to enter into your safe spots. Let me change this to 2. Alright, there we go. I mean, this is what we're seeing here near the area of rotation, but it does look like those clouds aren't moving much anymore, so I think we did miss it. But if we see anything near Warrenton, I'll let you know. We do have 4 tornado warnings active. Of course, one of them is down all the way down here. I think that's it for the storms in North Carolina. It does seem like those areas of rotation are gone. So, hopefully we don't get any more new storms in North Carolina. I think North Carolina is done for the night. But we still gotta watch in Virginia. Virginia is now the epicenter of this tornado activity. Still gotta watch. This almost looked like it's trying to materialize again. It might be. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. It could be. Let me just see. Sean. Tornado in Gainesville. Which Gainesville? Here, let me see if I can find that. There is a Gainesville, Virginia, so if you mean Gainesville, Virginia, yes. You are just outside of this tornado warning. You are just outside that tornado warning, so you might get impacted, but I don't know which Gainesville you're talking about. Still watching these areas of rotation.
Rotation is the movement of an object in a circular motion. This is from Wikipedia.
Siri, stop. She always wants to eavesdrop. She always thinks that she hears her name. Oh, whatever. Anyways, here's the view. I do think we have to get another one, though, since this area of rotation has now pushed to the west. Let's see if we can get one in Gainesville. We do have one in Warrenton. Does look like things are getting dark now. Yeah, it is 8:18, so I just want one facing the sky. That's looking, if that's looking south, that would be good. But I know it's kind of looking directly at the roadway, which is tilted a little bit. Let me see if we have more cameras here in Warrenton. We have this one, but that's not a good view. Is that in Gainesville? That might be in Gainesville. Oh, this is Gainesville. Not seeing much, but we could still see something here. I mean, it is heading in the general direction of Gainesville. One of these rotations, at least. New tornado warning. Okay, I guess we weren't done with the rotations in North Carolina. This is still northern North Carolina, so we are approaching further and further north. But this is near Rich Square, Woodland, Lasker. Those areas are going to be in a tornado warning, well, except for Woodland, but the western areas of Woodland will be in a tornado warning. You can see this continues to move up to the north-northwest and will continue to produce an area of rotation that will be possibly producing a tornado as it moves through this area. So, potentially, there is a tornado on the ground. However, potentially, there isn't a tornado on the ground, but it will happen imminently. So that brings us up to 5 tornado warnings active. Okay. No, not quite yet. I thought they put this down to radar indicated. But no, we still have 1 tornado on the ground. Just 1 now. So let me change that. Hello, Caleb. Welcome. Just making sure that I'm not missing anything. That hurricane is not going to be a Category 5. I see what you're talking about, Jay, but that hurricane is not going to be a Category 5. Most likely. So do not worry. Alright, so there is another area of rotation trying to develop here. Near Bealton. That is in that area. This is still observed, though, for that area, for that CC drop that we saw earlier. But it looks like it's another area of rotation that's beginning to develop. Instead of the one that we saw before. Doesn't look like that original rotation is on the ground anymore. I think that died off, but we still are seeing another area of rotation try to make it towards Midland and Bealton. Look at how expansive this tornado watch is, though. Definitely very expansive. Here's the view in Gainesville. You can see there is some clouds in the area, but I'm not seeing anything suspicious. Sorry. Let me see if there's a camera in Bealton. Oh, there is! The problem is the traffic lights are in the way. You can see a little bit here, so if we do see something, we'll have this camera in view. If we see power flashes, that will be an indicator of a tornado. So we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to see what that system does. Let's look back at a rotation in North Carolina. That is developing, but it's not developing that much, honestly. Really weakened since we last saw it. In this area of rotation, it's still there. I do think it may be trying to re-intensify, but at the moment, it's still fairly weak. So, don't worry too much, but I would still be in your safe spot if you live in Union Level, Baskerville, Midway. Although, Midway, you are kind of out of the path of this already, but the RFD surge still could be coming towards you. My bad, I just gotta... I'm back. Alright, so we did get another tornado warning in this area. This is all along a line, it seems like, that's developing. Oh, wait, no, that's the one that was there previously. There's a new area of rotation, rather, that is approaching Lewiston Woodville. That is not on the ground, but we still have to be aware in Lewiston at Woodville. We still have to be alert for a possible tornado that will head into your area. So still be alert in that region and still be aware that a tornado is possible. You can hear the rain in the background from tropical depression now, Debbie. Still continues. And eventually it will cause a tornado risk tomorrow in New Jersey and Pennsylvania. I won't be live for that. I'm going on vacation. So, fortunately, we won't be able to have coverage on that. But does seem like now we are down to just 3 tornado warnings. None of them on the ground. So let's change that. There we go. I mean, you can see a lot of cars in this area, but this isn't very good quality, so we're not seeing much in terms of tornadic activity. Not seeing too much, but do have these 3 tornado warnings active. They continue. You can see this area of rotation near Conway is trying to get its act together, but it keeps on failing. So we'll see if that continues to try to materialize, but I'm not so sure about it, honestly. Yeah, all along this line here, there's some tornado potential. It just quickly developed. It's one of the bands, I'm guessing, of Debby. It still is weakening inland. Near Goldsboro, there's a little rain band that's trying to develop. It's kind of weak in terms of rotation, but it's still there. Yeah, 35 miles per hour right now, Tropical Storm Debby. Tropical Storm. Tropical Depression Debby. It has weakened to a tropical depression. And will continue to weaken. Still have this tornado watch continuing. Doesn't expire for another 10 hours, it seems like, so it's gonna be a while when we finally get this out of our hands. Alright, so the tornado warning for Warrenton has been allowed to expire. That area of rotation did die off, but fortunately, it wasn't good for the community of Somerville. Somerville did not get a good impact from this storm, and I do think that there might have been a significant amount of damage there. We're only down to 2 tornado warnings now, so that is good news. Let me change this. So there we go. Just 2 tornado warnings left. Hopefully this activity doesn't pick back up again. But we're going to stay here with you just in case, if it does. We're going to continue to monitor the situation over here in North Carolina and Virginia. Don't think Jay speaks English. Don't think so. If you want, you can, like, put that in Google Translate and translate. I don't have rules against languages, because I can still understand. I guess I do. Basically, I want it to be in English, Spanish, or... just those two. Because I can understand Spanish, so... Thank you for the 100 views, everybody. So I'm still monitoring these areas of rotation. They look interesting, to say the least, but they have weakened fairly much. I mean, we might be down to 0 tornado warnings again fairly soon, because these areas of rotation have definitely weakened from their previous state. I mean, there's still this here near Lewiston, Woodville, so you still have to watch out in Lewiston, Woodville. This could be a potential tornado coming your way. It's not observed or anything, so do not worry. But that is what we're seeing at the moment. Oh, hey, one of the tornado warnings was allowed to expire, and that was the northern one. So that's good, and I imagine this tornado warning down here, it won't last for much longer, because that area of rotation is still there, but definitely on the weaker side of things. So that is good news. Let me change this back to 1. Oh. Where is he? Oh. Alright, I'll be right back, everyone. I just need to eat something real quickly. Sorry about that. Someone just walked into the room, so I just had to shut my camera off briefly. And then I had to eat something because they walked into the room to give me something to eat. Now I can get my own stuff to eat. I'm just, whatever. But yeah, that's all we're seeing right now. Just one tornado warning. I mean, really, this is becoming inactive. Still, though, we have to wait and see whether we continue to see activity in the future, which is a possibility. And there you go, no more tornado warnings, so that is good news. No more tornado warnings. I accidentally did tornado on the ground, but whatever. It's not like anybody's gonna police me towards it. Oh, yeah. I forgot to... Yeah. There you go. Alright, so a fairly inactive picture at the moment, but we're still seeing occasional areas of rotation that continue to develop, and I'll still be here with you just to monitor any potential situations that we end up in. Because we did start this off with a PDS tornado warning, so I don't know if we're going to end off like that. Still watching an area of rotation near Gainesville. Right now, it's pretty broad, which means there's a lot of grays in between the reds and greens, which basically means that the area of rotation is separated from each other. Although, looking at it here, it doesn't look like it's completely separated. You can see the greens and reds touch. So, we could get a tornado warning out of that, and that would head right towards the plains and Bull Run Mountain. Yeah, Bull Run Mountain. That is in the Washington, D.C. metro, or just outside of it. But we still have an area of rotation there, so we have to continue to watch that. Otherwise, not much going on. It's just that one small area that we're monitoring. Which is good. Of course, it's not good that we have that one area to begin with, but, you know. So this is what we're currently looking at for the Storm Prediction Center. We currently have a 5% tornado risk in effect, and a marginal around that, which encompasses the 2% tornado risk. We still have that in effect, and we are going to see the update for it soon, so pay attention as we notice the next update regarding that 5% outlook comes up. And we'll see what the difference is. I mean, it could just remain 5%. It could even get more if they believe that there's going to be an overnight threat, or it could drop down to 2%, which is the best scenario, obviously. Yeah, this kind of weakened a little bit, so that is good news. It's getting broader, which basically means that the area of rotation isn't tight enough to where it can rotate correctly. Because, like, if you, like, put your arms in, like, on an ice skating rink, you move faster. If you put your arms out. I don't know if that's a good example, actually, but, like, I feel like that would be a good acknowledgement to understand. But otherwise, nothing. I mean, we still have this thing near Hamilton, but that really is not that much. Especially when you look at it as storm relative. Plus, those are just little tiny rain bands. They're not like the major ones. But yeah. Let's check up on the severe weather elsewhere, though. We do actually have a severe thunderstorm warning in Canada. And I do try to cover Canada when I can. So let's see that. It's in Quesnel, British Columbia. You can see a few storms trying to develop over here. In the western area of that severe thunderstorm warning. They are heading south. And there is also some areas of rotation. There's some areas of severe thunderstorm activity east of Quesnel as well, near Route 26. That is British Columbia Route 26. Also moving through. I try to cover both the United States and Canada in this case. Let's see if we still have that wildfire. Because we did have a couple of tornadoes within the fire tornadoes near Mineral a few days ago. I don't think that's really producing anything, though. It does look like it weakened. The fire, of course. Yeah, not much to say at the moment. Sorry about the background noise. I don't know what's going on in the background either. It's just, we have a dog. I'll show that dog if you want. If you want. I don't know if I will, but I might. We do have all these flood warnings. They're now extending into Virginia. Most of them were expired for North Carolina. We also have a few here in Delaware and Pennsylvania. We also have a few in Ohio. I don't think that's related to the system, but do have flash flood warnings due to the system, which was a concern for the most part. I really do not want to say it. I really do not want to say it, but if nothing happens, we might end here soon. I don't want to say it because we always have to come back on just to cover more tornado warnings, but I'm just going to maybe bring out the possibility that we might have to end this if nothing happens. But I'll stick with you in the meantime. We do have this special marine warning off the coast towards Jacksonville, so let's see that. Does not look like this will be warned for water spouts, because I'm not seeing any areas of rotation. Yeah, just strong thunderstorms. But still, something to note if you're off the coast there, near Fernandina Beach, St. Mary's, Brunswick, Country Club Estates, and Darien. Most of those locations in Georgia, some of them are in Florida. We also have a special weather statement here in Georgia from this tiny little system trying to develop near Ashburn. Oh yeah, I forgot to change the scene. Let's see the damage assessment toolkit. Let's see if we got any new tornadoes. Oh wait, yeah, I got them. I'm sorry, I keep getting. Sorry about that. And I'm looking. Doesn't look like there's anything new. They are gonna rate those tornadoes that occurred overnight soon, but at the moment, we aren't seeing anything. Does look like we might have gotten another tornado in Minnesota. The Wells tornado. Or maybe we already had that. Oh, that's why. Not all the tornadoes are here because, there's a St. James tornado. That was a new other tornado. I didn't notice before. We still had that EF2 tornado in Michigan. That's been the strongest, well, it probably was the strongest rotation. It's been the strongest tornado in recent times. Oh, and one of the tornadoes in Florida was surveyed. This was near Brownsville, and it was rated EF1. That was due to Tropical Storm Debby. EF1 with winds of 93 miles per hour. Let's see if we did get any new tornado warnings. Nope. We're still good to go. Let me see if there's any areas of rotation. Not really. Just have this. And this too. Thank you, Tim. Thank you. And it's gonna be in a while. I'm just gonna say it's gonna be in a while. We're not really going to... Well, I don't live in Long Island, but... I don't know if you're gonna get much in Long Island. Better. Much better. But we'll see. I mean, I think it'll stop raining after a few days. Of course, this is all from Debby. All this rain. Moving through. Continues. And all these tornado warnings are from Debby. Alright, guys, I think that's it for me. I am going to, once again, bring up the possibility of me coming back again if I don't fall asleep. I might fall asleep. But I may return if there is another extensive tornado warning. Unless if it's past 1 a.m. I think if it's past 1 a.m., either I'll be asleep or I'll just be too tired if I am awake to do a live stream. If it's past 1 a.m., I won't go live. Plus, nobody's gonna watch in that case anyways, because most people will be asleep. However, I will have to alert people if there is a tornado at 1 a.m. somehow. So, I'll see what I have to do. But anyways, guys, that's it for this video. Please make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications. If you don't know what the notifications look like, it's a ball right to the subscribe button. Also, make sure to like this video. I don't care if it's like really don't like this video. Fine, dislike. But anyways, guys, it's just abstractly perfect to enter into the Maury's Data on the Road freeway. You just feel so much vibrant emotions when you enter this road. That's why you should always look towards the Maury's Data on the Road freeway. Goodbye, guys.